Get it, girl.
Yeah.
Get it, girl.
So I learned in seminar that the world expert in starfish genetics has never seen a living starfish. In seminar, we talk about impoverished addicts, and I think of solutions. Then I go home to a town that had 17 heroin overdoses last Sunday. When I was in class beside these boys, I did not presume solutions. I let Dimitri into my house to use my washing machine. I ate charred quesadillas with Davey every Sunday and told his mom she was okay, even when she blackout broke their shower and tried to kiss her son's best friend. I think maybe it is easier to be an expert in people we do not see living, to pretend we understand their problems then, and I don't have real problems anymore. But my professor told me that you can only write about a place you near die in. And here, we are most often most terrified of not being excellent, so sometimes I pretend I am letting go of the pavement or drowning, because I love this dirty carpeted room, this yellow wood tree, this boy so much. And there is no moment I remember better than choking on a watermelon lollipop as a 4-year-old, and I am terrified of it being 10 years from now, when the hard, breathless instances I still carry are about finishing papers on time. I am not an expert in anything other than rabbit care. When I got my rabbit, I was 9. She was 3 weeks old, and we didn't have a cage yet, so I kept her in a fish tank. She was small, like a hamburger bun, and I held her and walked her around that fish tank, and either she dropped out of my arms or I dropped her, and I knelt down saying, "I'm so sorry." She still licked my nose every night before I fed her. She's still living, way past her lifespan. Things don't always break when we drop them. Sometimes sorrow shows us how hard we love. When I go home for Thanksgiving, I drive through neighborhoods I used to roller skate in and watch boys on front stoops passing around guns like hot potato. On Tuesday, Tyler, who I played soccer with, and his brother David and Billy and Bobby used brass knuckles and guns to beat a man bloody as his son watches. The next day, a man strangles Madison in the parking lot of Best Buy until she hands him her car keys and her purse. On Thanksgiving, I watch a dash cam of Katie's sister, who's our mayor now, after she drunkenly crashes her SUV into a mailbox, is charged with a misdemeanor for possession of a drug used for heroin withdrawals. And the day after Thanksgiving, 2 counties of police forces chase Angel David Santana Maisonette for 4 hours before he crashes into a mailbox, flees, losing a sneaker on the way to the snowy woods behind my house. And I think of how terrified he is. And if he'd hidden mine, and not my best friend's barn, I think it would have been hard for me to call 911, instead of letting him rest for a moment. I wouldn't have been afraid, probably would have been stupidly proud of pretending to be, and I would not have become more like him by the morning. This summer, I saw living starfish for the first time, hundreds of them, with 5 arms and 10 arms and regrown arms. They were turquoise and tangerine and lavender. The man driving the skiff placed one in my hand and told me I could take it with me, but I didn't want to see it dry up, so he threw it back in the ocean. I was too afraid of hurting it to do that myself. Maybe the expert in starfish will finally hold them, and the starfish will strain the eye spots at the end of each of its arms and grab onto the hand of the man. And maybe there will be no further understanding between them then. Some days, I am still a comfortable prophet. Some days the boys are already dead.